On the board, first 15 seconds on the board, and it's a score already. Oops, that's from a different match. Thank you, Mr. Producer. Good way to start. Not the match that we're actually on. So Bristol already scored.
Line now.
Come in.
36 teams have come here to Nottingham. We're just seeing a replay here of this score for Thames Valley. There you see, there's the touch, and then the ball, it's called a dump. They put the ball down, they have to restart, and this is where fast ball, you've got to be really fast. Quick passes, long passes work really well. And there was the equalising touchdown for Thames Valley, and that's one apiece here in this. This is a plate match. This is a slightly lower level game. We are going to see the main competition semi-final coming up next. And when we have 3 finals at 3 different competition grades. So we've got, in total, there are 5 games due up. In fact, sorry, it's, yes, 5 games due up today. There's another try, but it wasn't given. Just a touch right at the very end. If somebody touches you before you ground the ball, then that counts as that's another tackle. You have 6 tackles. It's a little bit like rugby league. And after the 6th tackle, you have to hand it over. There's the pass out to the wing. And also, if the ball touches the ground, that also counts as a turnover as well. So Sam Carroll's joined me, who's a player with Nottingham. So welcome, Sam.
Thank you.
Great day to be playing a bit of touch rugby. The sun's just come out here in Nottingham, so you've not been playing here today, though, have you?
No, I haven't been able to.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're just watching. Oh, this is great! Look at the sprint here. Oh, what beautiful play! Number 20 for Bristol, Byron Tibbetts there. That's he scored a hatful of touchdowns, and here's a replay of those. The thing about Bristol is they actually beat Wigan, the only team to beat Wigan in the pool matches, but they then messed it up because they went and lost to 2 other teams and drew a match, and they ended up in 3rd when really they should have been in the semi-final. That was lovely, lovely skill there, wasn't it, Sam?
It was.
Here's Thames Valley, who've not had a great time of things. I believe they've lost all their games, but one of the teams who finished above them actually have had to default, so it's promoted Thames Valley up a place, and so they're playing in a position they would not have expected. One of the things that also is very noticeable about this is 3 men and 3 women, which is quite incredible to think that this is a physical sport where it is touch, there's no real heavy tackles going on, but a sport where power and running is very much part of it, and the female players do tend to play on the wings, and it's for the men who play in the middle and the link position that to sort of create the moves by using a little bit of power and then getting the ball out on the wings for the ladies. As we see Bristol here, there's a great example, but there's a touch. Is that how it works at junior level as well, Sam, that you typically get the female players out on the wings?
Usually it's the female players out on the wings, but the better teams can utilise that and use that to their advantage.
Yeah. Well, here comes Thames Valley. Only 2-1 behind here. I think they weren't going into this match with a lot of confidence, having seen that Bristol beat Wigan, which was a fantastic match. It was on this pitch earlier. I think it was 7-5 the final score. Really cracking game that was.
Got one shooter, two shooters.
Look at throwing the ball around with so easily. Great play there. Bristol, that was Alan Noble just going off for a rest now. Oh, here we go. A little bit of exhibition play. Lovely skills, Jacob Whitehead there. And he's got the ball again. And in the end, it was last tackle, so that's why we had the ball being thrown around a little bit. In fact, no, the referee's spotted an infringement there. Do you know what that was, Sam? Did you see something?
I couldn't see anything.
No. So, the referee's explaining to the players why she gave a penalty there. So it looks like we're going to get another. Do you think we're going to get another 6 tackles now?
I assume so, yeah.
So here come Bristol. Switching in and out. Sam Cutler involved, number 22. And there's just a last-ditch tackle. Last-ditch touch, you should say. Back to Whitehead. Whitehead just looking very comfortable with the ball. There's a lovely little play inside. That wasn't a drop ball, that was a touch tackle. And he's over the line. That was a perfect example. We'll see this on the replay. So it wasn't a tackle, there was a touch. So there you see, we're going back a little while. So the ball gets played into number 12 here, Nick Southgate. He gets touched, so there's a tackle. So he restarts. But the thing is, these players, they just do it so quickly. And there you see, there's over the line, because the players have to go 5 meters back, don't they, on the defence. And of course, so when there's a touch tackle, the defensive team have to go 5 meters back. And
they gave the opposition no chance to get back.
Yeah.
They just went straight forward with it.
And they just rushed so hard. Thames Valley looking a little bit lost at the moment, because I think they realise that this is a little bit of a step up in class here. This Bristol team are very good indeed. In fact, as I said earlier, really should have qualified for the main competition semi-finals. I really need to go and ask them what happened in their other games, because they were absolutely superb. That's not only a loose pass, that was a postcode away, that one. That was miles away. I don't know, obviously came out the hand a little bit wrong. As you can see in the background, there's hundreds of people in and around here, so there are other matches taking place on some of the outer pitches at the moment. There's quite a few people who are watching this match from the camera side, and other people are playing, but as other competitions start finishing, I think there's 6 levels of competition taking place here, and I said earlier, there's 36 I believe teams that have come from all around the country. There's a touch there. Thames Valley 43 is Lucy Neal Hook. John Wesley Stanley, Thames Valley. And the referee saying you didn't get back far enough. Was he saying that?
I'm not sure what that was. They weren't making any difference to what was going on.
No, the ref just blew up there and interrupted things a little bit, which they sort of try not to do, but occasionally it does happen. I think the refs do have a hard job. As you can see, there are 3 officials, 1 in the centre and then 1 on each side. What a pass that is. And well, that'll be a turnover, because number 43, Lucy Neal Hook, was trying to get quick ball out, but there was nobody behind her. It's called the dummy half, in that it's basically whoever's behind has to go and pick it up. They become the dummy half for that play. And the interesting fact that for those of you who don't know touch rugby, is that the dummy half isn't then allowed to score from that possession. They have to pass. That'll be a messy restart, and the referee was saying, well, it's up to you to restart properly, and if you messed up there, so we'll have a turnover. That's one of the big things between the top teams and these lower level teams, isn't it, Sam? The top teams don't give the ball away easily, and they keep hold of the ball so well. And there you see, that was just a giveaway ball there, just a messy restart. Yeah,
you've got to make use of all your 6 touches. You can't go risking dropped balls or lost control in your early touches.
Yeah. Well, there's just under 2 minutes to go in this first plate semi-final here. We've got a cup semi-final to come next, which is going to be the Bareback Riders up against Nottingham Hoods. We're playing two halves of 12 minutes. There will be a 3-minute half time for the teams just to work out what went wrong. There was a touch, quick restart, off we go again. Second tackle, 6 allowed. Bristol certainly seem to have a lot more mobility, don't they? There's Thames Valley really sort of struggling to get through the Bristol pink wall there. Handed out to the right. Here's a little bit of action. Big sprint round the outside without being touched.
Nice
what a pass that is. And as the tackle was coming in, he felt the touch was coming in. But that is a score. And well, this is well worth looking at again. What skill this is. Number 54, Tom Simpson. He draws the tackle, he knows it's coming in and releases the pass. That's superb skill, isn't it, Sam?
That's fantastic.
That's
good awareness there to know where all the players were and how
yeah
close the touch was. Because it was at the last second he made the pass.
Yeah, really unorthodox, but he knew there was a touch coming in any second, and he couldn't sort of produce a conventional pass. He had to just let it go, and beautiful turn inside there from number 5, Jen Palmer. This is lovely play here. This is a response from Bristol, who now go 4-2 ahead. Passed inside, Sam Cutler. One more out. There's a touchdown on the ground from number 11, and out to Jen Palmer for Bristol. Wonderful try. 4-2. And by our clock, that is the first half over. So we're just playing added time here. So I think we'll have to wait for this play. And Honga's in the background, but the referees here are still carrying on, so I'm not sure what that is about. Okay, we are away, so we are going on individual clocks as well. First half is over, it is half time, and we can have a look at the tries in that first half. I keep saying tries, they're touchdowns, I know. I'm used to commentating on rugby. Here are the touchdowns from the first half. And Sam, do you want to give us a run through of these touchdowns?
Yeah, you see, it was a nice call, that TNT. Nice TNT in the middle and spreading it out wide to the link, who had so much space. There was no one marking him. That was the first score for Thames Valley. You see here, this is a try for Bristol, and it was just a nice burst of pace there from number 20, who just went past the entire defence there. This is another try from Bristol, or touchdown. A nice quick play. And nice little put down. He was on the ground before he received the ball there, so he didn't have as far to go as if he was standing up. And then this is a nice piece of skill from number 54 there. Just with a nice offload to his winger. And then this is the response from Bristol. I think this is the last touchdown of the half. And nice elusiveness from the player there.
Okay, so half time, Bristol leading Thames Valley by 4-2. Next matchup, Bareback Riders, who are the hot team on form in the UK at the moment, undefeated so far this year, but this is the big competition, and they were beaten in their round robin match by Wigan just a short while ago. And well, it's likely that those two may well face each other in the final. I think looking at the groups, Pool A was certainly stronger than Pool B. And we're seeing here a Bristol team who were third in Pool A, very much on top of a Thames Valley team who are giving their all, but I think they can sense that this could be a big ask here. So the team's just coming out for the second half. We get a 3-minute break. Bristol Fijians, they certainly play quite open touch rugby. So here we go. Thames Valley Vikings on the attack. Pushing forward well. Here's Louise Carr. Louise Carr interplay with Jay Johnson, number 14, Carr and Johnson. In fact, Carr playing in the middle here, which is unusual. I don't think we've seen a female player play in the middle at all. Now she's going out to a link position. So again, just to explain, realise there's a few people who may be watching this, not seen touch rugby before at the top level in the UK. You have two players in the middle who are called, mid players. You've got your link players who are the two players on either side, one player either side, and then you have your two wing players. So it's 6 aside, rolling substitutions. Players can be sin-binned. We've seen a few. They don't get a specific amount of time. They just get told to go and cool down on the edge of the pitch. And usually the ref gives them a couple of minutes, but it's all pretty much at the referee's discretion when they come back on. Depends, I suppose, how naughty they've been there to get sent there. Referee's whistle's going, and he's telling Thames Valley they're not pulling back enough. And in fact, there's a bit of talk back there. And I think we've got here's a sin bin. So yeah, there's a player coming off.
Player coming back on, that's a forced sub.
Yeah, forced sub, yeah, absolutely. So that's where the referee's not particularly happy, but it's not bad enough to sin bin them. But he can still say, look, please get off the pitch and get somebody else on. I'm not happy with you. Here's Bristol on the 5-metre line. So every time there is a tackle, they have to come back to the 5-metre. So if they do get tackled inside the 5-metre, that's a very poor pass there. And been an apology on the Bristol side. Gino Giacitino couldn't get a hand on that one. It was by his ankles, really. Here's Tom Simpson. Simpson getting a strong tackle. He's not happy with that at all. A little bit of verbals with the referee, Jay Johnson. It's Lucas Lee here. Josh Henderson. And back to number 14, Jay Johnson. And it's 54, Tom Simpson, over the line. Well, he was, and you can see there's a little bit of anger in that body shape there. He's certainly not happy. He got, although it's called touch rugby, sometimes, Sam, they're not touches, are they? Sometimes they're a bit harder than a touch.
Yeah.
And he was aware that he took a big one there, and he was complaining to the referee, who didn't want to know anything about it. So, yeah, a perfect sort of response from his point of view is, right, I'll just score a touchdown. So what they do, throw the ball back to the halfway line, and off we go. So Bristol just leading by the 1. This is interesting. Bristol were incredible in their win over Wigan. It was Wigan at nice Champions. What a great try that was. That was superb. Made it look so easy, didn't they? So they drew the players in, and this is where the replay is so wonderful at this moment. So goes out to the wing, bringing it in. Number 22 gets the ball, Sam Cutler, and then that beautiful pass out onto the far wing and over the line. And Bristol get their 2-point advantage back again. So Thames Valley, Lucy Neal Hook. A little bit of interplay there with number 35, Lucas Lee. Never touch. When you touch, you have to go back 5, and then a poor pass from Lucy Neal Hook has just given the ball straight away. Straight turnover. When you misplace a pass, there's no, as soon as that ball hits the ground, it's a turnover. There's no chasing after the ball and keeping open plays. It's extremely punishing on mistakes here. And now Bristol shooting ahead. They're really look as if they mean business. Number 7, Sarah Rosenberg. As you see, Thames Valley are just sprinting backwards here. That one was touched forward, so it could be, is this going to be another 6?
Yeah, another 6 who's knocked down by the Thames Valley defender.
Nearly an interception, but it will be another 6 tackles. So now, pressure's off for Bristol. Camille Shahabdeen, number 13 with the cap. Happy to just take the touch there. You've got to restart, so go back to the position. Taking his time. Interesting, it's we don't see much slow play like this. No touch there, so have to do it again. And you see, the thing with the touch is that you force the defence to go away, but that's a terrible pass. And great interception there. Good hands from Yeli Powley-Williams. Thames Valley push in now, so they've got a chance to try and get back. If you've got possession, and we've already seen at Thames Valley, they've already scored 3 points already in this match. But that pass just a little bit loose, and off the fingertips of Lucy Neal Hook, and it's turnover to Bristol. Time running out now for Thames Valley. Big semi-final to come next. The Bareback Riders, the number 1 ranked team in the UK, have been so dominant in their semi-final up against Nottingham Hubs, the local team. Oh, lovely play, and there's the dive
nice
over the line. That was superb. Number 29, Alan Noble. You see him in some of the earlier play. Now this is where it's so interesting to follow this move on. So Noble, dummy half, picks the ball up, gets it over quickly. Hands off to number 12 there, Nick Southgate, and straight to Noble, and that was superb, wasn't it?
It was. I think there was a bit of miscommunication in defence because there didn't seem to be anyone marking him.
Yeah. It's 6 aside, and usually in defence, you sort of have to communicate with your other defenders, don't you, to say, all right, who's got who have I got? And yeah, there seems to be nobody on him at all. He actually, usually when there's a dive across the line like that, there's usually somebody a millimetre next to him, almost getting a touch. But that case, so that was
a nice try.
Beautiful play there. He's a bit fired up, this chap, number 54. Tom Simpson, I think I might keep away from him when he walks past us later. I think he's a little bit of an angry man, but he's just scored another superb try here. You'll see this from the replay again. Lewis Carr out to number 14. Sorry, Jay Johnson, sorry. I'm getting my numbers a little bit mixed up. Jay Johnson scores. It's 6-4. So the interesting thing I think that novice people don't understand about touch rugby, Sam, is literally, you use the touch to gain ground. So when there is a touch, you're going to get it. You can't avoid it. But the other team have to go back 5 metres after a touch, don't they?
Yeah. So most teams will, when they're trying to drive up the pitch, will try and get the ball down quickly and up, so then they're off going again while the defence is trying to get back 5 still.
Yeah. So you literally get a situation sometimes where the attacking team are running forward and the defending team are running backwards because they haven't yet got to their 5 metre mark.
Yeah.
So in effect, it's a free 5 metres of gain before the other team can even think about tackling you. And the referees have to be, this is why we have 3 referees. The referees have to be totally on top of all this. It's getting a little bit more physical out there. I don't know, Sam, you know the sport better than me. This feels a little bit bad-tempered. It feels like Thames Valley are sort of just a little bit upset about something, and there's a few little
going.
Yeah, like I just saw a handoff. Even worse, it was a man on a woman handoff to knock her to the ground, and it just feels as if there's a little bit of feistiness out there, and
there's definitely that.
Which is it's okay to an extent, I suppose. It has to be controlled. It is a very friendly sport, this one, for sure. This is good play from. This is where Bristol are so good. Look at the movement around, and a lovely diving touch there from number 34, Josh Henderson. A lot of, and the other lovely thing about this is lots of old and young players. So that was Henderson getting a tackle on somebody who's probably 20 years older than him. Pass going quite astray there. So the Vikings have got 2 minutes 40 to try and get back here. And we've just got a little injury here. We haven't seen many injuries at all, it's got to be said. She's thankfully she's just getting up. Yeah, I think she's okay. She's got a substitute on. That'll hurt later when she's in the bath, no doubt. Always hurts a lot more when you're at home, doesn't it? When it's all, you've cooled down.
Yeah.
There you go. At the time, it's fine. Here we go, Thames Valley. They really need to try and score on this move now. They can't afford to give a free ball away. Lucy Neal Hook, they've got their A-team out there. 35, Lucas Lee. Good interchange there with Josh Henderson. And Lee again, and now he's got to pass because he's the dummy, and
Easy
he
dummy
does.
half.
He passes and it works.
And we give him the try.
Yeah. So there's a great example of the dummy half having to pass. He wasn't allowed to put the ball down. So if you watch this, 35 picks up the ball, so he's the dummy half. You're not allowed to go and just score a try. So he's in the try zone now. He has to pass it and actually find someone well. So that's one of the weird rules, I think you could say, about touch rugby. And now Bristol have just given the ball away. Wow. So we've 1 minute 20 on the clock. Now, this could be interesting. They might pay for that. They could have eaten the clock down. 1 minute 20. They've given it away. It was a dropped catch, hit the floor, and now Thames Valley, who we've seen they're able to score for fun, they haven't won a match all day. They've got a chance of actually beating a team who beat Wigan, the defending champions, earlier today, and Wigan will be in a semi-final shortly. That just goes to show that touch rugby, you can get some shock results, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You can get teams that you think don't have a chance, and here we are. I don't think anybody, and I don't think even Thames Valley themselves gave themselves a chance in this match. Even a few of the players talking to each other, and here we are. Bristol do have the ball back though. Got a female player playing central there, and yes, crossing. So referee's turnover ball. So that was that was 6 tackles. That was a 6 tackle sign. I thought she was given the crossing, but
last play of the game.
Yep. Here we go. And there's
it.
the touch. And the players go, come on, he wasn't ready for it, but that is it. And Bristol Fijians win by 6-5. And that was a really entertaining match. And we've got, Bristol will be in the final, which will be on this pitch a little bit later on. This is the plate competition, so this is slightly lower level. And it's great to see the camaraderie in the sport here, isn't it? It's, they're all all getting on very well indeed. Well, Bristol will progress through. We're going to just take a very quick break here as the teams go into their huddles.